We're in an industry that consumers, what everyone tells us, that consumers don't really like to shop for what we sell, right? And that's a problem. They don't like the lack of transparency, they don't like the experience in some cases, and so we have to provide a good experience. So extensions of our brand are incredibly important, and people today, because they don't know a lot about a bed, because they haven't been in the market for quite some time, we have to be strong with an online presence. So if that's the case, then what is the extension of your brand to your consumer today? That's the question I would have for you. So I want to talk about kind of like why that's important and kind of some things that Leggett & Platt is doing about that. And we're just trying some new stuff, and we don't have it figured out, you guys. We just don't. That's the fun thing about social media. I think these guys would agree. You just got to try things, and you're not going to make, you're not going to be successful with every one of them. You got to. It's trial and error. But the one word of advice I would give you in getting involved is, number one, find an entry point. Get active, start listening, and just kind of learning your way into that. That's big, and it's not intimidating. And believe me, if you're gonna do Twitter and you don't understand Twitter, just get a handle, like sign up and just start listening. Start following some people that you're interested in, and you'll be amazed at what you start to get. The world's changing, the way people go out and learn about what we do is changing. So we are reaching out to our customers, consumers, through social media and branded infotainment. That's kind of what Leggett & Platt did. And what's weird about it is we're a component supplier, right? I mean, we sell inner springs and foundation components, and we do some things closer to the consumer, but what we're doing here is really trying to educate people on an inner spring product, so even we can do that, right? And so why infotainment? What is it? It's information and entertainment all combined into one. We know that if you go that direction, you have a better recall because people want to be entertained. Let's face it. You look at YouTube, you look at things out there. If you're online, if you can learn something while you're being entertained, that's obviously a bonus. So we created a web series, an infotainment platform. So it's kind of like a little sitcom, if you will, and we called it the Virgin Mattress. And so the idea behind the Virgin Mattress was, guess what? Your bed has a history. Right? And there's the real ooh moment to that, right? So if your mom and dad hand it down to you from generation to generation, we all have stories where we've heard that, and we know. I mean, people literally get them handed down to them. People getting married. My wife and I were going to get married, and she said, we're getting a new bed. I said, no, we're not. This was like $3,000 bed that I had at the time I was working for Serta. She says, no, that bed has a history. We're getting a new bed. And it's exactly what you're thinking she meant. That's exactly what it was. There's the idea that you displace a third cup of moisture every night. There's the idea of dust mites. There's the idea of dead skin. Beds have history. We wanted to talk about that. And so that's why we kind of created the Virgin Mattress, just to have some fun, right? Educate consumers a little bit. So make it social. It's a big deal. So how do you do that? You relate to the people out in the market. I mean, there's a lot of people out there just kind of spewing information about product. It's not about that. We're not in the bed business. We are in the life-changing business in terms of better sleep can improve your quality of life. Stop selling the thing and start selling the benefit of the thing. So relating to the consumers on that level is extremely important.